Yeah, no real surprise. Fallout from the Champions League game last night dominates the back pages. Reality check is the back of the Star. Classy Benzema puts lamps in the shade. More misery in Madrid is the headline on the back of the Times. Chelsea's desperate season continues as Real show class. Back of the Sun, their headline, it's Kareem again. And the Mail, Kareem of the top. Benzema's 20th goal against English clubs gives Lampard a mountain to climb. We'll do more Real Madrid Chelsea fallout at 6:30 with Ramon Calderon, Sam. But I want to talk to you about Vincent Kompany and Tottenham Hotspur, boys. There is a big exclusive on the back of the Sun this morning by Ken Lawrence, who writes, Vincent Kompany is now Tottenham's #1 target to replace Conte. Chairman Daniel Levy has been blown away by the Belgian, leading Burnley back to the Premier League in his first season. Sunsport told you last month the Man City legend was a surprise name on Levy's shortlist, but Spurs Chiefs have received glowing reports after a stunning season saw the Clarets promoted in record time, and Kompany is increasingly seen as the manager who can give the club a new dimension. Gabby, is this the direction Tottenham should be going down? And if they want to go down that direction, should Kompany take the job?
I can see why they're looking at Kompany, but if I was Kompany, I'd say no. The capital letters, no. He's got Burnley into the Premier League. Give it a go with Burnley. And even if he didn't keep Burnley up, what he done with them in the Championship, he's still going to attract Premier League jobs to me, Vincent Kompany. And the way Spurs are at the moment as a club, why would you touch that? Why would you leave Burnley? He could in the summer bring in the right players and have a good go with Burnley and shock the Premier League. You know, like Sheffield United did, Leeds did. He could do that with Burnley.
The only thing that will worry me about that is that they did have some financial problems, didn't they? And at one stage they were under a transfer embargo. They said there was just an irregularity and it would be sorted by the summer. But if they weren't to be able to bring in any players in the summer, I would be a little bit more sort of advocating him moving on, because the last thing he wants is to go into the Premier League with a Burnley team that's going to struggle and really be up against it and end up finding himself bottom of the table after 6 games. All of a sudden his reputation isn't as high as it is now. You have to sometimes get out of the top spot.
You can do good business of like try and get little loans in. And
I'll be honest, I think he should stay at Burnley. I think I just don't get this idea that as soon as a manager does a good job in the Championship for one season, the first thing you want to do is
keep Burnley up, and then you go and get a better job. And
it's like this Michael Carrick chat. Let him learn his trade. Let him develop as a manager first of all. Why do we have to transport someone from doing a good job, a very good job in the Championship, and say, now they should be the top dog in the Premier League? Doesn't work like that.
Do Spurs know who they want? Is it Poch? Is it Nagelsmann? Is it Enrique? No, it's Kompany. I don't think they know who they
anyone
want.
Will take it?
Yeah, do they want the job?
Well, the Sun this morning boys are saying that the man they want is Vincent Kompany.
Didn't Alan Brazil say that this is this happened about a month ago, and he blew him out, not blew him away?
That was at Cheltenham, yeah. I think he said that, didn't he, about Vincent Kompany at Cheltenham? Yeah, that was an Alan Brazil exclusive.
He already said that
Vincent Kompany turned them down. Yeah, he said he turned them down. A big Al exclusive.
Yeah, well, listen, he mixes in those circles.
Yeah, well, he
knows what he's talking about.
He's talkSPORT's ITK, isn't he? He's our man in the know, isn't he? Big Alan. Maybe that's why he's off today. He's trying to get to the bottom of the story.
Crookies under pressure, Crookies under pressure.
Step aside, Alex Crook.
I heard Alan was off today because he was on a TikTok course.
Yes. We've got time for one quick more before we break, boys. Blame Glazers for Old Trafford Euro 2028 snub is a piece in the Mail. Gary Neville has described Old Trafford's omission as a host venue for the UK and Ireland Euro 2028 bid as shameful, and the final straw for the Glazers. It was announced yesterday that despite being the largest domestic stadium in the UK, Man United's iconic home had been snubbed, but neighbours City's Etihad Stadium has made the cut, and Neville believes that the club's owners have committed a dereliction of duty, urging them to sell up. Insiders say City's ground is viewed as more modern, and although Old Trafford has a bigger capacity, it's seen as needing an upgrade. Sam, you spend more time than most, don't you, at grounds up and down the country. Has Gary got a point? Dereliction of duty.
It's absolutely bang on. Have you been there?
Not for a long time, granted.
Oh my God.
What's up with it?
Everything.
No heated seats in the
stadium?
Nothing.
They've got nothing. Honestly, it's like sitting in a tin can. There's no leg room. It's just everyone's crammed in. There's like a rabbit warren of corridors behind the south stand. There's no room for anything. The concessions are all so outdated.
Is it? Yeah.
It used to be one of the best, most iconic stadiums in the world, and now it's just completely gone. I mean, that article says that insiders say that the Etihad is more modern. I mean, it doesn't take much to realise that it's more modern. You just walk past it and you can see just how well they've done with that stadium, and in the Tunnel Club,
you've got
the
to
way
keep,
that looks.
But you see the money that like these teams are worth. You've got to keep improving the stadium. Aston Villa, they're completely changing the North Stand, and they're building a whole new stand which is going to come out into the car park, and they've got more space for a bigger stand to increase the capacity.
Manchester United have got the room to do it. They've got a huge amount of land around where they are. They could certainly upgrade that stadium. They're going to upgrade that stadium. In fact, they sent a consultation out to season ticket holders about 6-7 months ago, maybe a little bit longer than that, about the idea of what you want Old Trafford to be in the future. So they're certainly thinking about it. But of course, with the change of ownership, you don't know how long it's going to take for that to happen. It's a massive, massive rebuild. Look at Anfield. Look at what they've done at Anfield.
You've got to keep improving the stadium, and even Manchester City improving theirs, aren't they? Yeah. They want it to be higher attendance. Well,
they put an extra tier on top of those.
Exactly.
A couple of years ago. I don't know if they're going to do
that.
So
there's going to be more Glazers out protest tonight?
I don't know, probably. There usually is. No, they're very vociferous about that. Even when they're winning, they were beating Betis 4-1. I was there. They were still suggesting the same thing. He's trying to have a little.
He's a one-dimension. No, he's a one-dimension, isn't he? That's what
No.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.